I think we'll just give it another minute or two for people to join in. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started, and it will be recorded for those that are joining maybe a little bit later. But hello, NYU alumni volunteers. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited to discuss the NYU Alumni Relations Marketing and Communications, and including our email strategy and social media opportunities. I think we will kick off with some quick intros so you can meet the folks on the team that are here today and beyond. And then we'll dive into our agenda. So I'm Christine, nice to meet you all if I haven't met you before. I recently graduated from SPS with a master's in integrated marketing. So I am brimming with Violet Pride right now. And you can see there, that's my little, in the quarantine, especially my little office mate, but also has Violet Pride, and you may have seen her on some social media. That's Ginger. I've been with NYU just about 6 years.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah Shanahan. I'm our Associate Director. I'm celebrating my NYU anniversary this week. Friday will be 8 years with the communications team at NYU. I'm an alumna of Emerson College and the mom of 2 future NYU alumni pictured there, my little quarantine buddies.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kate. I work on NYU social media and digital communications for our website. And starting tomorrow, I will be a new student at NYU Wagner.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mary Garcia, another communications associate. I just finished up a year at NYU, and I love telling our NYU alumni stories. I also really love trivia, and if you've ever played our Tuesday trivia games on social media, that's something I do. A fun fact about me is my alma mater's mascot is a banana slug.
And we thought, although the rest of the team is, on, but not a panelist today, we thought we'd give you a quick snapshot of the team behind the work. Everyone seems to really love traveling or being outdoors. We selected photos of ourselves that really brings us something joy. That's me with Violet Pride on my hat on a mountain in New Hampshire. Where I'll be hiking again this week. You can see Big Sur, Paris, Iceland, DC, Cambodia, Arizona, and that's Brett at Walt Disney World. So just to jump into it, we have a global marketing strategy, and we work with schools and sites and partners to reach alumni around the world. There are more than 600,000 alumni around the world. One of our top priorities is keeping contact information up to date so that we can stay in touch with those alumni and allow alumni to engage with the NYU AA. Our content marketing strategy, which is an integrated strategy across channels, is designed to move alumni along a continuum of engagement. We tend to be channel agnostic when we're developing original content and really work on this sort of alumni-centric approach, which we'll get into when we talk more about our opt-in. The communication channels here are part of our integrated marketing and communications approach, which is to meet alumni where they are. They work together, sometimes driving to the website and other times driving to social. Each one is impactful in its own way. The website has you can see around the average monthly website traffic users. We're at a bit of a turning point. The website has been traditionally very transaction-based for people to register for events or find out how to get their alumni card. And we've seen a jump in that with our COVID content and original content during COVID. And so if you haven't seen this, it's on the homepage. The link to it is on the homepage right there at the top. We created this pillar page, and the homepage has also been reflected to, show the time that we're in. Some of the original content, we did see an opportunity and a real need to develop original content at the beginning of the pandemic, particularly as events were being canceled, as you know. The COVID-19 pillar page was created in March for both important NYU information as well as supportive messaging. This is now where our new original content lives, as well as ways to get involved online, links to recorded alumni events, in case you missed it, features, and NYU messaging from the university, such as NYU Responds and now NYU Returns, now that the students are coming back to class. If you haven't seen some of these original content and roundups, I encourage you to go on, and they're fun things to share as well. For event marketing, our primary channels are email and social media, and Mary and Kate will dive into social media in a bit. With our move to automated marketing and drip campaigns with that, we have reduced email fatigue, which was really an issue. Some of you may have been with us a few years back on the last conference that Sarah Shanahan really went into a deep dive into email fatigue. We found that some alumni were getting up to 6 or more emails from NYU a day. So we really worked to combat that. And for now, with events open to all because they're online, we have provided a weekly digest that has proven very effective. As a further move to reduce that email fatigue and unsubscribes, which happens when people are fatigued, is the move to opt-in and an alumni-centric communications model. We still, we have the challenge to have as many eyes on the content and event marketing as possible while not inundating alumni and causing those unsubscribes. At the end of the day, our overall goal is engagement. So on our opt-in, which I'll show you the preference center in a minute, it runs through, that integrated approach. It runs through email. We have it in the magazine, social media, even a Google Ads campaign. We really want to focus on increasing open rates and click-through rates, which lead to conversions, meaning events, event registrations or giving. And we really want to reduce the unsubscribes and have people opt into what they want to opt into. So I will just flip over to show you. Can you just give me a nod? Can people see the preference center? Okay, great. This is the preference center, which we can drop the link into the chat at the end of this, so you can drive your volunteers there as well. But basically, you can add your contact information above, and then you can select specifically for the first time ever, this year, alumni can opt in themselves if they want to be multiple clubs. That was one of the largest pieces of feedback that we'd heard, that someone might live in one city but travels to another frequently, and they weren't able to, receive both event invitations. So I won't run through the whole thing. There are, you can click to expand all of the options of what you can opt in, but I will include the link when we move to questions as well, or before. And I'm now going to turn this over to Sarah. with the next slide.
Second to load. There we go. Hey, everybody. So as Christine said, we aim to be alumni-centric in all of our communications. And one of the ways we do that is to ensure that we're bringing the alumni perspective into our work constantly. So one of those collaborations with our volunteer leaders is with the Communications and Marketing Committee of the NYU AA Board of Directors. So Christine, if you don't mind, thank you. So the Communications and Marketing Committee serves an important role in helping us to raise visibility and awareness for our programs and initiatives, as well as to explore new opportunities. As you'll see, they're going to be help us doing in this coming year. These are their goals for the board year that we're just kicking off now. Just to quickly highlight some of the amazing impact these volunteers, this committee is responsible for helping us solicit nominations for our Changemakers and score and select our honorees. You can see their impact this past year. Similarly, in recent years, we created a campaign to increase board attendance at one of our signature events with really impressive results. So another area we focus on the alumni perspective is through social media, which is a key piece of the integrated marketing strategy that Christine discussed. We consider the NYU Alumni Social Channels an alumni experience tool that allow us to achieve many of our engagement goals while also empowering our volunteers and enabling connection among the alumni community. We are active on the main 4 social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, as well as platforms like Pinterest and YouTube. And you can see here our top posts from the past year, the kinds of content that resonate on each channel. So we have a benefits post on Facebook that was the most engaging. One of our more well-known recent graduates who graduated from Tisch this past spring. And then every single year, year after year on Instagram, that photo of the Empire State Building lit up in violet is our most popular Instagram post. So in our efforts to meet alumni where they are, we are constantly evaluating new channels and opportunities. For example, we've looked at Snapchat, we've looked at TikTok, but to date have found these are not the places alumni are looking to engage with NYU. And just a quick look at how these communities continue to grow, as Facebook is significantly our largest channel, with Instagram and LinkedIn representing our fastest growth. Overall, we're able to engage a significant and growing percentage of alumni through social. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kate and Mary to share some of the ways you specifically can help us engage on social.
Hi, everybody. So one of the most effective ways for alumni like you to help us amplify our message is through our social media ambassador program, Viral Violets. Viral Violets is a web-based platform for alumni to connect their social accounts and easily share NYU content. We aim to have a variety of timely posts available for sharing at all times. So everything from events to benefits to profiles to university news and research, so you can share NYU content that's meaningful to you and your network. And new content is added regularly. So Viral Violets extends the reach and impact of NYU alumni content by utilizing the power of peer-to-peer outreach. Plus, by sharing, you earn points towards winning NYU goodies and prizes. And here's a quick video that shows how to earn points by becoming a Viral Violet.
Sorry. It worked in our run through. Let's see if I can. Bear with me for 1 minute.
Great. Thank you, Christine. And now Mary is going to tell us about another great way to use social media in your role as volunteers.
Hey everyone, thanks Kate. So as Sarah was saying, we have a presence on all the major social media channels: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram. But another way you can engage with our platform is by managing an alumni club Facebook page. So in addition to the main NYU alumni Facebook page, we have specific pages for all of our clubs, whether that's South Florida, San Francisco, Boston. And one reason you might want to manage a page for the club that you volunteer with is the audience. So as we said, Facebook is by far our largest channel with over 60,000 followers. And Facebook also has just great functionality. There's messaging capability, of course, content sharing. You can promote events, connect with other pages and clubs across the business manager. We also do a fair amount of event promotion on Facebook already. Each time we have a event come in addition to sending email invitations, we promote all the club events on the specific Facebook pages for that club. Next slide. So if you're interested in getting involved in managing one of these club pages, it's very simple to do. All you have to do is ask us to be added to the page. We'll share it with you in the business manager, and you can be added to more than one page if you volunteer with more than one club. And then once you're added, it's very simple to log in. You just log into your Facebook the way you would if you were going to post on your own page. And then in the top right corner, you can kind of toggle down to the different pages that you've been added to. So what kind of time commitment is it? Well, it's very easy. We just recommend that people post regularly on the page that they manage. So one way to get started is to invite anyone to the page that you think should like it, any alumni in that area that you know of and that you're friends with on Facebook, and then post regularly. So a few times a week or maybe even once a day. If you're comfortable with that, you can share content that we've shared on the main alumni page or promote events that you're hosting, post photos from events that you've held or recordings from events, anything you think would resonate with your audiences in that club. And then also just interact when people comment on things you've posted or ask questions to your page or send you a direct message. Just be sure to respond promptly. And it's a great way to foster a good rapport with the people who are in your club. We also wanted to mention that if you are interested in this, it wouldn't be that you have to take a bunch of time to learn how to use it. We have a ton of resources available for you if you choose to manage a Facebook page. We've got a great how-to video that's kind of a deep dive into the different functionality that club pages have and how to use those tools. We can also send you a content scheduling guide to make it kind of easy to just regularly post and schedule content to maintain your page. And we can also give you access to a library of content with photos, stories we've written, anything that we can do to help. We're happy to, just so it makes it easy on you when you want to manage a page. And that's our pitch. We hope you'll consider it.
And then I thought you might also like, before we leave you, a little sneak peek of the NYU Alumni Changemakers for 2020 that we will be revealing to everyone most likely next week. So you're really getting a sneak peek, but we have about a 3-minute video that will introduce you to this year's honorees. Get back here. So as Sarah had mentioned, the committee really works on the, selecting the honorees. They're nominated by the entire NYU community. So just a note that we will be announcing it most likely next week, and the assets will be available in Viral Violets that Kate went through. So you can share those on your social media as well. You can also nominate the 2021 Alumni Changemaker. I think that is live this week. If not, it definitely will be next week. And nominations officially open in October. And lastly, if you're hosting an event or you're looking to, create event programming for your region or your club, you can talk to your staff partner about hosting a virtual event with one of the Alumni Changemakers. And so with that, I think we'd love to hear from you, hear your questions, and start the discussion. I think Jenny is going to help us with that piece of it. Stop sharing.
Yep, so it looks like Chandra has submitted a question for us. And here it is. Which way does the causality run in your opinion? Do donors naturally use social media because they are hyper engaged, or do social media users feel compelled to donate because they feel more connected to the university?
I can jump in, and then Sarah, and you can also add to it. But I think it's probably a mix of all of that. I don't know that there's necessarily one answer. We just find that the more engaged on that continuum of engagement that we talked about, the more likely people are to give. And so social media is one piece of that continuum of engagement, but that percentage is really high. We do talk about giving on our social media, but it is a very small piece. Most of what the content that is shared is really about engagement. What's happening with other NYU alumni throughout the world, what's happening with the university, things that are content that's featured in the magazine or in the Connect newsletter. So I don't know that there's one pinpointed answer. Chandra and Sarah, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, I was we've thought about it a lot. We call it a little bit of the chicken egg scenario. It's a little bit impossible to know, but one thing that I just did want to point out is that stat that 45% of social media participants are donors has been really consistent over the past several years as our channel has grown a lot. So we've seen significant growth, and yet that number always stays the same, or within, I think, 1 to 2 percentage points. So we find it a really great measurement just of the impact of social media, knowing that it is a little bit of the hybrid, as Christine said.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. And we'll give everybody just 1 more minute to submit any questions they might have.
I will say, just on the note of what people can do, which I neglected to say over the original content, is with original content, we're also, sort of always asking for your participation. With the NYU alumni owned businesses, with COVID, we started and asked if alumni owned a business to please let us know, or if you knew of somebody to please let us know. We had an overwhelming response. We also did that with Black owned alumni businesses this summer, and had, the growth, Sarah, you could probably talk about, but it's it's grown significantly in so much that I think this may turn into a new benefit under Amanda Putzer, if she's on the line, because a lot of the businesses were offering exclusive discounts to alumni, which was fantastic. So, again, it started with COVID. How are you pivoting? And then they said, and we'd like to give NYU alumni a 10% discount or a 20% discount. And then we did the same with the Black-owned NYU alumni-owned businesses, and we'll do more of that in the future as well. So that's another, sort of this original content. If you want to keep your eyes peeled on social media and on the Connect newsletter, we always ask for either user-generated content or your participation. So I wanted to plug that while we're waiting for more questions.
Okay, well, it looks as if you might have answered all of the questions in your presentation. So thank you for taking the time to join us, Alumni Communications team. And for all of our participants, we will record this webinar and make it available to view on the NYU website. So certainly let fellow volunteers know. And we hope that you've enjoyed your time with us in the Alumni Volunteer Leadership Series.
Thank you all for attending. Bye.